Hello and welcome back to Mega March. Today I'm joined with Protodude. Welcome back.
How's it going, guys? It's good to be back.
Yes, and it's always good to have you.
Thank you. Likewise.
But
Good to, be with you. Yeah.
I get you. But today we watched episode 11, Cold Steel.
Old Steel.
And I'm going to preface this by saying this was just an episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, it's the exact same plot, you know, like when you boil it down, because the main characters meet like a deaf kid, and then the monster controls everyone else with music. It's the exact same thing.
I vaguely... Is that actually a like Mighty Morphin episode? Like, I vaguely remember something.
I'm pretty sure it's season 1, yes.
Gosh. Okay. That's funny.
I would have to look it up, but yeah, like as soon as it started, I was like, I've seen this before.
I looked at the trivia for this one, and I know it's like beat for beat similar to this G.I. Joe episode.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That must just be just have been a trope back then.
Maybe.
It's like, how are we going to introduce kids to the concept of being deaf? Make them the hero, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll take it. I like that. But, so, in the Mega Man version of this story, the band Cold Steel is using music to control people. Ooh. But, because it starts off with Mega Man and the gang, and they're like, oh, hey, girl, you're a big fan of us. And then her mom's like, yeah, she can't hear, but she can read lips, and she's super cool. And then, and she can feel music, you know. And Roll's like, oh, what a coincidence! I got tickets to my favorite band, Cold Steel. Do you want to come? And then, yeah, and everybody goes. And then, just immediately, it just falls to crap because the entire crowd, the entire crowd gets music possessed and has to go get a 3-liter of Mount Shasta.
It's 3-liter of Mount Shasta. Gosh, and yeah, right off the bat, you know, you can tell who really is in the band.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah, they're barely trying to hide it, and Mega Man's just like, I wonder,
and isn't like later in the episode, he's like, I should have known, or I knew all along.
Yeah, he's like, I knew it was them, because as soon as the band leaves the stage, then let's see, we got Sparkman, Gemini Man, and Gyro Man come out. And, like, in the band costumes, you know, like, you can see the gyro blade, and you can see the spark thing sticking out. Like, they're barely trying to hide.
So stupid. You
But,
know, like, how does Gemini Man even play the guitar? Like, he was strumming with his, like, one buster arm.
He's that good. He was programmed specifically. Like, maybe just the end of the buster, like the barrel, like, just kind of splits apart and just, like, it twangles. It just twangles the guitar a little bit.
Killer.
I like it. But, you know, I've got to wonder, how long has Cold Steel been a band? You know, like, if it's long enough for them to, like, sell out this, you know, this show, and just be popular enough to be Roll's favorite band. You know, like, this must have been years in the making, this plan.
Yeah. And, like, do they look like the disguises for real? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, like, was there even a Cold Steel to begin with, or was it always the Robot Masters?
Oh, man, I don't know, I see.
Yeah.
That's the three of that's their hobby. That's the
yeah. It might have just been their hobby in the first place, and then Wily was like, ooh, I've got an idea.
Can I pay you guys? Do this fucking... I can't do the voice, but, like, you know,
yeah,
it bribes them.
That's great. It's like, I'll make sure you get sold out. That sounds great, Dr. Wily. As long as I don't have to sacrifice my musical integrity. But, you know, I think it would have been so much funnier if Cold Steel was just a regular band, and the 3 members just happened to look like Gemini, Spark, and Gyro in disguise. But it was just like three regular guys, and that was like their gimmick. Like one wears a backpack that's a gyro blade. You know, like that would have been so funny.
Yeah. The other one looks like Frankenstein. Kinda.
Gemini looks really strange in the
Yes,
Ruby
he
Spears
does.
art style.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what they were like looking at for inspiration there.
I don't know, but Gyro just looks like a guy wearing a costume more than a robot, you know.
Yeah.
But
For real.
Sparkman was pretty on point.
Yeah, he was. Gosh, you know, when the disguises come off, they fight, and Gemini Man, he doesn't do any Gemini Man stuff.
He doesn't split at all.
No.
He shoots a laser at some point.
Yeah. Pretty generic.
Yeah, but yeah, and we see later that Gemini Man was he's pretty much the third wheel when it comes to the climax of the episode. But you know what the I guess the moral message that this episode was trying to get across? It's that rock and roll is really brainwashing the youth of America. Al Gore was right.
Al Gore was right. Oh my gosh, he would have really liked Dr. Light.
I'm going to listen to Beethoven.
Like get down to Beethoven or whatever he said at the end.
Yeah.
I'm only in bed with Beethoven or some kind of expression.
It was something. He went for it.
Dr. Light was so cute and innocent in this one.
He was. But the thing that really gets the plot going is Wily, you know, is broadcasting himself over the airwaves, and he's like, "Go to Mount Shasta." Never explains what's important about, like, why it's Mount Shasta, you know. I don't see soda dripping from it, but that's okay. Do they even make Shasta still? I haven't.
Maybe not in America.
I haven't drank soda in like 5 years or more.
I hate soda. Like even as a kid, I hated soda. The bubbles, the fizzing, it just felt like daggers in my mouth. I'm like, I'm not drinking this crap. Yeah.
See, that's the other moral of the story. Don't drink soda. Drink a healthy water or a juice in moderation. But when they figure out what's going on, Mega Man is like, "Alright, let's go," and he does this really cool flip to land on Rush. Like, he jumps and hits his head on the ceiling, it looks like. He jumps like 1,000,000 feet in the air. He does a flip and lands on Rush, and then like, yeah! And Roll is
Landed
like...
it.
He landed it! He stuck it, and then just immediately they flew away. It was great. And then Roll's like, "I want Dr. Light to like my music. You know, this is great. I'm gonna replace his Beethoven with this single that I got." And you know, I guess we didn't explain that. Cold Steel comes back out when Mega Man fights the robots off. It's like, "Oh, thanks. You can have our new CD." You know, I guess that's an even trade. You saved our lives. Right. Here's a CD.
Yeah, and Roll immediately assumes it's like, "Oh, it's your new song."
Yeah, like she knows. She knows.
They could have handed her a blank CD.
Nick, you make the music. Oh, alright.
Make a stick mixtape, babe. Yeah.
But Light ends up, you know, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to put on some Beethoven to get my work done." And then I didn't silence my phone. Professional. And then and he's like, "Oh no, Mount Shasta!" So he's like all zombified and walking away, and Roll is trying to stop him. He just turns around and grabs her and just shoves her on the floor. I don't know why it was so funny.
Well, like, first of all, she's not even like in his way. He's like, "You know what? I have time for this."
He turns all the way around.
It wasn't even like a heavy duty shove. It was just like a eh.
He just like grabbed her arms and like pulled her downward, and she just went with it. She wanted to make him feel good. You know, it's like she's like getting tugged. It's like, this isn't doing anything. I want to make him feel like he's accomplishing something. Oh no, Dr. Light, no.
That really broke me.
But
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Is it this next scene or the scene? A couple scenes after that, we have the weird thing with like Eddie and the baby bottle.
Oh yeah, that's coming up because Wily tries to kidnap the Golden Gate Bridge.
Right. I mean, why? I don't know.
I mean, that's in his name. Why? Wily.
Wily, Dr. Wily.
Yeah. But he's trying to kidnap the Golden Gate Bridge, and Mega Man's like, not having that. And then he gets defeated and like tied up by like a part of the bridge that can tie robots. And then Gutsman picks him up, and instead of just like breaking him in half or like kicking him in the robo nuts or something, he just throws him in the water. He's like, "Hey, you can drown."
It's like in these episodes they always like get Mega Man at some point like incapacitated, but they don't like kill him. They always like leave him. They give him an opportunity to escape.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Mega Man, like, it just fortunately for the bad guys, he happened to be running low on energy as he was falling to the bottom, and
oh no.
yeah, Roll and everyone else end up at the Golden Gate Bridge. They're like, oh, where's Mega Man? And this part confused me.
Yeah.
Because Rush like is pantomiming what happened. And the girl, I forgot her name. I didn't write it down. I think it was Annie.
I think
Annie, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Just the girl. She was a good girl, but the girl understood what Rush was saying because, like, it stated earlier she can read lips, but Rush isn't talking. He's just moving his arms.
Do you know what she's saying? Oh man.
But it's funny because Roll says that Mega Man needs energy pellets, as in like the energy pickups, and not like she doesn't say, "Oh, he needs an energy can." It's like he needs energy pellets. And when she brought Eddie out, and I was like, Eddie's gonna he's gonna throw something different, like in the game. But it turns out that he just goes under there and he puts a nipple on an energy can because Mega Man's all tied up. He's like, just suckle my sweet teat,
my sweet nectar.
And it works. And Mega Man is like, talk about a second childhood.
And then he's like, next time bring a straw.
Bring a straw. And then like Eddie's just like looking all coy, like, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't mention when Eddie comes out, he calls Roll Robo Babe, and I'm not gonna argue, Robo Babe confirmed.
There we go.
Yeah.
Forget that they're in the same family, but
update the wiki.
Robo Babe.
It just says Roll, aka Robo Babe.
I just realized that Eddie is voiced by Dr. Light. Not Dr. Light, Dr. Wily.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was looking up stuff before this episode, and it turns out that Rush is voiced by Mega Man.
Oh my god.
I know. Like, you can't even, like, good for him, because you can't tell. It's, like, such a different voice. Mega Man! like it sounds like, if I had to guess, that it would be Gutsman, because it's, like, that throaty voice.
Yeah.
But no,
oh my god.
It's Mr. Corlett.
That's so funny. I always thought it was Gutsman. Huh.
I mean, the more you know. Now you at home can spread this information. Yeah. Thank you, IMDb. I hope you're accurate. Otherwise, I'm gonna sound like a dang fool. But so Mega Man gets to Mount Shasta. I love that name. He gets to Mount Shasta, and Wily sends out a 5 billion watt message to the entire world, and it just says, destroy Mega Man on sight. It doesn't matter what language you speak, you understand what Wily's saying.
Exactly. You know who Mega Man is. What killed me was like, do this many people listen to the radio at the same time?
It really seems like it. And I just realized on the other side of the world, it was the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess
Okay, wait.
it's just daytime everywhere.
Yeah. Was this supposed to be like Amish people?
At the end, yeah, it was like Japan and then France and
The
then
Amish.
just the Amish.
Even the dogs listening to the radio. Yeah.
My favorite country is the Amish.
The Amish.
But
I'm sure it's somewhere specific, but I don't know.
just the Amish. But Mega Man shows up, and then there's like these construction guys like, have you guys seen anything weird? And then they get taken over because they're listening to the radio on their break. Because, you know, of course they are. They're bored. They don't have their phones to play on. And it turns out that Mega Man is no match for Bulldozer Man.
I noticed that he put up quite a fight.
Yeah.
Longer than like any Robot Master.
Oh man, when you put it like that, that's really sad.
It really is. It's a human driving a bulldozer.
Yeah, because the next point that I wrote down was one that I, thought of since the beginning, is that, like, robots would be much more efficient than these human robots, as Wily calls them. But when you point that out, no. Just use humans and bulldozers. It works really well.
It works. Like, Mega Man's, first, he's too stupid to, like, move sideways either. He's being plowed off a cliff and he's just sitting there.
He's enjoying the ride. He's like, well, it's over, but I might as well enjoy it.
This feels kind of good in my bottom. I'm gonna roll with it. Oh no, God, this hurts. Oh.
Stop it! Oh. But then Cold Steel shows up. He's like, oh, they're not taking over. I thought they were Wily's bots for sure. And then they just immediately blow their cover instead of like shooting him in the back or something. There's like, we were these guys all along. But just to further illustrate what you said and show how incompetent they are, Gyro Man defeats himself and Spark Man and Gemini Man defeat each other.
Yeah, that's great. Unfreaking believable in this show.
I can't believe Bulldozer Man is the most successful man, and he's just a man.
There's no fan art of this guy. He's like the hero, the anti-hero of the whole show. And no one cares.
Someone needs to get on that and just start drawing Bulldozer Man.
Yeah.
I want to play his level. I can't wait for Mega Man 12. Just saying.
Oh yes, man.
He's confirmed. But Mega Man does something cool here. And he copies Gyro and Spark at the same time.
Yes.
And it's super just practical and smart. Because he gets the Gyro on his back. And he starts flying around. He's got the little spark. What are those called? Those little spark needle things. I'm sure they have like a name. Because they're something.
Yeah. Defibrillator. I don't know.
And he gets the defibrillator on it.
Right.
Like sticking out of his buster. And he's flying up the radio tower. He's like, I'm going to destroy this thing, and it's going to be great, and I'm Mega Man.
Yeah. It's so cool, and that's like something they never do in the games.
Oh, yeah. I love when the show uses powers in more creative ways instead of just shooting a thing.
Yep.
It's so cool. But he gets like halfway up, and then for some reason, Cutman and Gutsman just, they have jetpacks. You know.
Yeah.
Just so this scene can happen. And Cutman's like, I'm going to clip your wings, and he shoots a rolling cutter, and it just destroys the gyro blade. It's like, well, that was pointless, but it looked cool. And then Mega Man uses the spark thing to shock Gutsman and Cutman, and it knocks them off the radio tower. So I was like, oh, he's gonna shock the rest of the tower. No, it's just gone. He used it once. He ran out of power.
And they ran out of time for the show.
Yeah. But the radio tower gets destroyed, and then Wily's like, oh, these robots, why am I surrounded by fools? That was more of a Cutman, but whatever. And Dr. Light is like, maybe because that's all you know how to build, Dr. Wily. And he just slams out the door.
He just leaves. Doesn't, like, you know, go up and hit him or anything. He just leaves.
When you leave on a note like that high, you just gotta get out of there before you mess it up, you know?
It's like a squabbling couple or something, you know?
Cause that's all you know how to build. You and your whore.
I wish they would have, like, cut to like Wily and just show him, like, going, you know, like he's just so upset. Like
he would like have his head down and like his hands on the back of his head, just oh man.
I tried really hard this time. I wanted you to like me.
You liked me for like 15 minutes this time.
Yeah, you know, Godsmail come up and like, you can't force it. People like you. I don't know.
Yes, you have to let it happen naturally.
Yeah, be true to yourself.
First, you must love yourself before others can love you.
Oh God. That was good. That was really good.
I love the Cutman voice. But Wily does something actually kind of smart at this ending bit. Because Proto Man's like, yes, it's time to fight, you know, Mega Man. He's like, no, I've still got this thing. We're just gonna try again. And that's so, like, forward-thinking for Wily. Because usually he's like, oh, my thing didn't work. Oh, well.
I'm going home.
Yeah, I'm going to one of my many skull fortresses. But, yeah.
No, I was gonna say like my summer skull fortress. I'm going back. He's got like a summer home skull fortress.
He's got one like in Panama or something. I love the idea of a summer skull fortress.
It's great.
He's got a summer one. He's got one by the lake. He's got one. He's got like one where you can go ice fishing. Oh man, what a guy!
Awesome.
But Mega Man ends up just shooting the Skulker as it's flying away, and they fall into the river, and then it breaks his machine. It's like, well, so much for the one time I try. And I mean that's pretty much the end of the episode. You know, like all the humans get saved, and Mega Man's like, "Girl, you were a hero too," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm happy." And then Beethoven starts playing, and Rush starts jamming out, and then he falls down a mountain.
Dr. Light had his Beethoven.
Yep.
He got it.
He finally got it.
He should do, like, his own scheme. He, like, broadcasts Beethoven to the whole world, and... I don't know.
You whippersnappers are gonna learn to enjoy the classics.
This rock and roll will send you to hell. Not on my watch.
We've seen, documented, that rock and roll is what's corrupting America.
Yes. Yes, it is. And the Amish.
And like I took that as the Amish is what's corrupting America.
Yeah, no, or the Amish country is being corrupted by rock and roll.
But yeah,
yeah,
a fun episode.
It's a solid one, yes.
Yeah, I think that just the double power copy just made the whole thing worth it. You know, like
really?
if you're watching this one and you're not really feeling it, just stick it out to that point, just so you can see something cool that doesn't happen in the games.
Yeah, like no other series either. Like, nah.
Yeah, it's a Ruby Spears exclusive.
Oh, jinx.
Did we really just say that together?
Yeah, we did.
I thought I heard myself echoing.
No, I said the same thing. It's a Ruby Spears exclusive.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
We gotta make like Dr. Light and end on a high note, so thanks for watching, and do you have any final things to add to this?
I could see myself watching this episode more than once because it was quite enjoyable and not too cringy.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Yeah.
It was a fun one. All right. I guess we'll see you tomorrow with another episode. So thank you for coming, and thank you, Protodude, for coming.
Thank you. Toodaloo.
All right. Have a good one.